So they hate her. They don't just dislike her. They don't just find her a little bit annoying. They don't just want her out of their business and out of their life. They hate her.
Apparently, the queen of fashion, Anna Wintour, of course, the great icon of magazine publishing, Vogue, you name it, right? She's the woman that Meryl Streep is based on in The Devil Wears Prada. She controls everything, and she has said no to Meghan. So it's a big humiliation, and it's a financial headache, because that's how Megs was hoping to make her money, selling clobber to the great unwashed.
On May 4th, 2026, the most exclusive party on the planet took place at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, the Met Gala. Tickets cost $100,000 each, tables start at $350,000, and every single invitation passes through the hands of one woman, Anna Wintour, the most powerful person in fashion, the woman who decides who belongs and who does not. Beyoncé was there, co-chairing after a decade away. Nicole Kidman, Venus Williams, Rihanna, Zendaya, the Kardashians. Every name that matters in entertainment, fashion, and media climbed those iconic steps. Meghan Markle watched from home. Again. According to sources, she was still convinced her invitation was coming. She reportedly believed that a warm exchange with Anna Wintour in Paris months earlier had signaled a reset, that the years of tension were finally behind her. She was wrong. The invitation never arrived. And according to insiders, it was never going to. Because what most people do not understand is that the Met Gala snub did not happen in isolation. It is the culmination of a 7-year war between Meghan Markle and the most powerful woman in fashion. A war that began with a single decision in 2019 that Anna Wintour has reportedly never forgiven. If you want to understand the full story, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. Because what I am about to tell you explains everything about where Meghan really stands in the world she was so desperate to conquer.
So Anna Wintour loves King Charles, Queen Camilla. Why would she want the knockoff Duchess who has basically shanked her family and trashed them on reality shows, interviews with Oprah? They've done books about them. Why would she want Meghan Markle then coming to the Met Gala?
Let me take you back to where it all began. September 2019. Meghan Markle was still a working royal. She was pregnant with Archie. She was on the cover of magazines around the world. And she was about to make a decision that would haunt her for years. British Vogue approached her about guest editing their September issue. The September issue is the biggest of the year in fashion publishing. It is the issue that sets the tone for everything that follows, and being invited to guest edit it was an extraordinary honor. Meghan said yes. She worked closely with Edward Enninful, the editor of British Vogue at the time. Together, they created what they called the Forces for Change issue, featuring 15 women Meghan admired on the cover. It was a massive success. Critics praised it. The issue sold out. Meghan was celebrated as a fresh voice, bringing new energy to the fashion world. But there was one person who was not celebrating: Anna Wintour. According to a source quoted by the Daily Mail, Meghan pledged her allegiance to Enninful, which pissed off Anna. Let me explain why this mattered so much. Anna Wintour is not just the editor of American Vogue. She is the global editorial director of Condé Nast, the company that owns Vogue in every country. She is the boss, the final word, the person whose approval everyone in that empire ultimately needs. Edward Enninful was talented and successful, but he operated under Wintour's umbrella. And when Meghan chose to work with him instead of approaching American Vogue first, she was seen as going around the chain of command. In fashion, loyalty matters. Hierarchy matters. And Meghan, whether she realized it or not, had just made an enemy of the wrong person. The same source added 2 more details that reportedly still irritate Wintour to this day. First, Meghan doesn't want to pay. In the fashion world, celebrities are often loaned clothes for events and photo shoots. The understanding is that you either pay for them or return them promptly. According to insiders, Meghan does neither. Second, she never returns things. Designers reportedly stopped lending to her because items would simply never come back. For someone like Anna Wintour, who has spent decades building relationships with designers based on trust and professionalism, this kind of behavior is unforgivable.
The Daily Mail's editor-at-large has just revealed in the most scathing of details why these women have turned so badly on Meghan Markle. And of course, we have reported so much of this over the past few months, but actually bringing it together with this level of detail is absolutely shocking.
But the British Vogue issue was just the beginning. By 2020, Harry and Meghan had announced their departure from the royal family. They moved to California. They signed deals with Netflix and Spotify. They were positioning themselves as a new kind of power couple. One foot in philanthropy, one foot in entertainment. And Anna Wintour watched it all with growing displeasure. The source explained why. Anna loves the royal family. She is a dame. That detail matters. Anna Wintour was made a Dame Commander of the Order of the British Empire in 2017. It is one of the highest honors the British Crown can bestow. She has attended royal events. She has dressed royal women. She considers herself a friend of the institution. And then she watched Harry and Meghan tear that institution apart on international television. The Oprah interview in March 2021, the accusations of racism, the claims about Kate making Meghan cry, the suggestion that the family failed to protect her mental health. According to the source, Anna would have hated how they handled their exit from the firm. Every headline that damaged the royal family was another mark against Meghan in Wintour's mental ledger. Every accusation that made the palace look bad made it less likely that the most powerful woman in fashion would ever open her doors to the Duchess of Sussex. But Meghan apparently did not get the message. In 2022, she reportedly approached Vogue about a potential cover story. Not British Vogue this time, American Vogue. The big one. The one that Anna Wintour directly controls. According to Paula Froelic's Inside Scoop newsletter, the negotiations did not go well. Meghan reportedly made several demands. She wanted editorial control over the content. She wanted it to be a global cover, not just for the American edition. And she wanted a direct Zoom call with Anna Wintour herself to discuss the vision. A source told Froelich bluntly, "Nobody gets that. Not even Beyoncé." Think about what that means. Beyoncé, arguably the most powerful woman in entertainment, does not get to make those kinds of demands to Anna Wintour. But Meghan, a former actress from a canceled cable show who had been a working royal for less than 2 years, expected that level of treatment. The cover never happened. The relationship, already strained, grew colder. And then came Paris. In November 2025, Meghan made a solo trip to Paris Fashion Week. She attended Balenciaga's show, sitting in the front row among the fashion elite. But according to insiders, she had not exactly been invited. Balenciaga's top designer, Pierpaolo Piccioli, reportedly revealed that she had invited herself to the event. But something else happened that night that gave Meghan hope. She encountered Anna Wintour. According to sources, the exchange was brief but warm. Wintour reportedly greeted her with, "Nice to see you." She looked over Meghan's outfit and added, "Beautiful, Cherie. You look amazing." And then, according to reports, Wintour suggested they should meet for drinks sometime. For Meghan, this was apparently a breakthrough. She reportedly left Paris absolutely buzzing, believing that all the bad blood was finally water under the bridge. She was reading the room wrong. In the world Anna Wintour inhabits, politeness is not friendship. A compliment at a fashion show is not an invitation into the inner circle. And a vague suggestion about drinks is not a commitment. The drinks never happened. The follow-up never came. And when the Met Gala 2026 guest list was being finalized, Meghan Markle's name was not on it. A source quoted by Heat magazine explained exactly why. The last thing Anna and the Met Gala committee want to deal with is some sort of unnecessary drama on the biggest night of their year. So, it is not a shock to anyone that they would get passed over for this. There are already enough big personalities and egos to manage. So, from Anna's point of view, they just are not worth the headache. Not worth the headache. That is how the most powerful woman in fashion reportedly views the Duchess of Sussex. Another source went further. People are just kind of over her. She sucks the air out of every room and makes everything about herself. Anna does not want that. The Met Gala is an event where several hundred of the world's most powerful people agree to make it about Anna Wintour. Meghan's approach to rooms, as documented over the years, is fundamentally incompatible with that arrangement. And here is the detail that makes this snub particularly painful. Beyoncé was co-chairing. Beyoncé, who publicly praised Meghan's courage and leadership after the Oprah interview. Beyoncé, who was once seen as one of Meghan's most powerful celebrity allies. Beyoncé, who had the ability to advocate for her inclusion if she wanted to. She apparently did not want to. According to a source quoted by The Blast, Beyoncé has been pulling back from Meghan for some time. The reason? She noticed a pattern. Over the last few years, there has been a noticeable pattern where Meghan has shown up at events tied to Beyoncé's world, whether that is functions celebrating Tina Knowles or gatherings where mutual friends are involved. To many observers, it has looked like a conscious and a bit of a desperate effort to position herself closer to that circle. The source continued, Beyoncé values relationships that evolve quietly over time, so any sign of pressure or strategic networking can make her more cautious. Strategic networking. That is apparently how Beyoncé's circle views Meghan's attempts to get close. Not as genuine friendship, but as calculated positioning. And when you add up all of these relationships, a devastating picture emerges.
And so I think the rest of Hollywood, they're just so sick of her. They're sick of the clinging. They're sick of the weird behavior and the demands. And I think Meghan thinks she's greater than everybody else because she has this title. And people are like, we have a lot more money and are a lot more successful than you. And I think people are annoyed by the ego.
Anna Wintour reportedly hates her. Beyoncé is pulling back. Lauren Sanchez, the wife of Jeff Bezos, who was co-sponsoring the Met Gala, allegedly has a strained relationship with Meghan after the Duchess reportedly called her trashy and declined invitations to her events. The Kardashians, who deleted photos of Meghan from Kris Jenner's birthday party, are reportedly over them. And according to insiders, she is struggling to cope with this reality. A source told the Daily Mail, they have truly lost the plot. I hear she is spiraling badly because she knows nothing is working. The whole thing about her as-ever stuff selling out is not true anymore. I do not think either of them is happy. Spiraling badly. Lost the plot. Nothing is working. These are not the words used to describe someone whose plan is going according to schedule. Meghan left the royal family because she felt constrained. She wanted freedom. She wanted to build something on her own terms. She wanted to prove she did not need the palace machine to shine. But the world she was trying to enter has its own machines, its own hierarchies, its own rules about loyalty and respect and knowing your place. And in that world, Anna Wintour is the queen. She decides who climbs the steps of the Met. She decides whose face appears on the cover of Vogue. She decides who belongs and who is frozen out. And she has apparently decided that Meghan Markle does not belong. The 2019 British Vogue issue was the first crack. The 2022 cover demands made it worse. The way Meghan handled her royal exit offended Wintour's loyalty to the crown. The Paris Fashion Week appearance felt like an intrusion, and the pattern of not paying and not returning things violated the professional code that Wintour holds sacred. 7 years of accumulated grievances. 7 years of moments where Meghan chose wrong, pushed too hard, or failed to read the room. And now, one simple result. No invitation. No Met Gala. No seat at the table that matters most. The drinks that Anna Wintour supposedly suggested in Paris, they never happened. The warm reset that Meghan believed had occurred, it existed only in her mind. And the invitation she was reportedly still convinced was coming right up until the night of May 4th, it never arrived. And according to everyone who understands how Anna Wintour operates, it never will. Because in Anna's world, you get one chance to prove your loyalty. What do you think? Was Meghan wrong to work with British Vogue instead of American Vogue? Should Anna Wintour let go of a 7-year grudge? And will Meghan ever climb those Met Gala steps? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if this video helped you understand the real story behind fashion's biggest snub, hit subscribe and share it with someone who needs to see the truth. Because this war between Meghan and Anna is far from over, and the consequences are only beginning to unfold.